All right, so we're in the brand new Ranger Raptor. Pretty cool. Inside's definitely unique, from the shift knob to the infotainment center. So we're trying to give it a little 0 to 60 hit. I think they said the best is a 5.3. We're not even close.
6.5.
Yeah, it spun the tire. How do we drop a second? Oh, we weren't even in sport mode. Is traction control back on? I guess we probably should have traction control on. We'll see. Oh, that's better.
606.
We got work to do. Oh, 581. I feel so bad for Frank. It doesn't matter whether we're doing quarter-mile testing in the Explorer or 0 to 60 in the Raptor Ranger. Frank's 2/10 all day, baby. All right, so that was a 581, 0 to 60. We'll do it one more time. I mean, it gets up and goes. So that's gonna be a 578. It's getting better. It's just not really at where they say it's supposed to be. We went 581 and then that was a 578. I don't know, and that time I put it in auto because I thought maybe it would switch to low, down low, and we don't know what we're doing. I mean, I'm giving it all she's got. We're in sport mode.
So just do 4 high and traction control off.
Ready to party. Okay, we'll do one more. Whoa, 559, all right. We gotta make a U-turn here. I think we can lean on it harder there. That didn't feel as good. Yeah, no, 582. Did not like getting up on the foot brake that much. The one I just did going that way was a 559. That was the best one by far. I tried to get on the foot brake more down there and actually went an 82 and says it's invalid. So 59 is the best we got.
Okay.
And we got 1,300 miles on this thing. So yeah, I'm good with that. So today we got a Ranger Raptor, courtesy of our friend Tim, who's local in the area. Tim had an S550 convertible Mustang, helped us out with the development of our convertible jack and rails. Well, now he's got this Ranger Raptor, and like so many people, when Ford introduced the new ProCal tool, they start flying off the shelves. Even though you got your 3-liter V6 in this, it just goes to show you how much the aftermarket really wants tuning for these vehicles. I mean, this is a Ranger, and yet people are flying to tune them. They're doing it for the Explorers and all sorts of other vehicles. It's why we're going nuts. We need tuning for the S650 Mustang, which hopefully we'll get in the near future. But we're gonna go ahead, get some baseline 0 to 60s with this, and then we're gonna throw it on the dyno, see how much horsepower we're making. Then we're gonna go ahead and reflash the processor with that Ford ProCal and see what kind of power we make. Now, the way the processor works is it's an adaptive processor. So it's not like your typical situation where you load it on the dyno, you put it on the dyno, load your tune, and boom, you're making a bunch more horsepower. There's an adaptive strategy. It's got to learn your fuel octane levels, your driving habits, things like that before it actually starts delivering that maximum advertised horsepower and torque. So we might not see huge gains on the dyno today. We'll probably see something, but what we'll probably do is have Tim come back in a month or two and re-dyno it to see, oh wow, here it is later, this is how much more power it's making once it's done its adaptive strategy. So we're gonna load her up, get it on the dyno, and see what kind of power this makes. Stay tuned. So we just got done baselining the Ford Ranger Raptor. Now we did these pulls in 6th gear, judging by what everybody says online, and it seemed to have worked out the best. Bone stock, 322 horsepower, 360 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty good. You saw we did our 0 to 60 testing. Now, let's go ahead, load this up, see what she makes. Well, this is pretty impressive. So we just got done loading up the ProCal tune. It's not the same as your typical SCT tuner where you do it at home. This is probably something you're gonna want to take to the dealership, therefore it's warranted. It's about an hour's worth of labor, but look at the difference here. Now, peak to peak numbers isn't huge on the horsepower side. Only picked up about 3.5 horsepower, but 47 foot-pounds of torque. That's what's gonna put you back in the seat. That's something you're gonna feel. The other thing is it's an all usable range here. So from 3,000 to 4,000, look at the difference there. You're 40, 30 foot-pounds of torque for 1,000 RPMs. Horsepower, well, that's where you're gonna see a big difference in horsepower. It's gonna go up about 35 horsepower. Now, he had mentioned this is an adaptive strategy tune, which means the more miles you put on it, the better fuel you run in it, the more performance you're going to get out of it. So this is initial results. Literally had it strapped to the dyno, did her stock pulls, did the ProCal, did another couple pulls. This is where we ended up. Customer's gonna come back in a month or two, we'll strap it down and we'll see how it changes. But this is a great example of how a tune can not only increase your performance, but your overall driving experience. Like we said, you're gonna spend the majority of the time between 3,000 and 4,000 RPMs, and that's where this thing shines. So great job, Ford and Ford Performance. This is a good tune. It's really gonna make a difference, and I'm sure everybody out there ordering these things, because we've seen them flying off the shelf, are really gonna appreciate it. All right, so we got the ProCal tune hooked up. Hopefully with that extra 47 foot-pounds of torque, it'll be something that's measurable, even though the DA has gone up considerably. So we go to 4 high, traction control is off, sport mode. Oh my God. Oh, this is unbelievable. We just spun the tires. I can't, what's that say?
702.
60 miles an hour? 7? Frank, that makes no sense. That is not accurate. We're having a hard time connecting to our Draggy app at the moment, but all right, we ready? Let's see what this thing does. Well, the first thing I noticed is the shift points were all at like 6,200 RPMs. There was no short shifting, which, as we know with the Mustang, is a huge problem because we cannot get that to shift properly at all at the drag strip. Even around town, it just picks any gear it wants to. What did we run? Without a passenger, our best was a 558, I believe.
528.
528. So we went 0.3 faster with a passenger. And we have proven in multiple vehicles that this passenger cost us roughly 0.2, which makes sense. 100 pounds is 1/10 of a second, so that is incredible. But the shift points, that's the big thing. If you can shift the vehicle right after it makes peak power, you're gonna go faster every time. That's what we've been begging for with the F-650 Mustangs, is if we could at least get transmission tuning and shift it where we want to, it's gonna go a lot quicker. This is a Ranger Raptor, and 0.3 to 60 feet is huge. So let's give it another time. Let's back this up. It just spun the tire.
526.
This thing is badass. Wow. What a difference that thing makes. We should let this thing cool down. We did, we're gonna go into 523. And our previous best was a 559. So that's 3.5 of a second. 0.7 with a passenger. So think about that from a towing aspect. You've got a trailer, you've got a boat, you had to go pick up lumber, you need a new fence. That's a ton more power. It's almost like it doesn't feel the extra weight, which is super cool. This is exactly why we want tuning for the new Mustang. Launching this thing in 4-wheel drive and having it start to skate a little bit, that's super cool. I mean, absolute no-brainer. Horsepower, fuel mileage, and just overall driving experience. Great job, Ford and Ford Performance, with this Ford ProCal tuner. So we try to let this cool down for a little bit for one more glory pull in this. I'll tell you what, it is just, this thing's a bunch of fun. It really is. This thing is just too cool. You would dog so many cars. 505, baby. Jeez. That's a half a sec. That is a half a second quicker to 60 miles an hour. And we had tire spin. All right, so I might have lied. It wasn't 2 months. Tim took home his Raptor and was so excited because he's like, it feels faster. It's been 1 week. And Ford said that this ProCal tuner adapts and it learns and it's gonna start making more power, and they're not lying. Let's look at the numbers here. So we're originally impressed by big pickups. Peak torque of 356 to 406. You're looking at 40 foot-pounds of torque. Horsepower jumped up from 237 up to 271. Now these are the not peak to peak numbers, these are under the curve, right? 3,500, where you're gonna spend the majority of your time. Well, the green pole is just after a week. And if you look at it over stock, you're looking at 30 horsepower peak, but go over here to the torque, right? Torque is what moves you. 70 foot-pounds of torque. This isn't at the flywheel, right? This is at the rear tire. So I know I was giddy going to 5:05, 0 to 60 time, and that's with this blue graph here. This thing's gonna absolutely rip today. And I'm excited because we got Tim, the owner of this vehicle, and we're gonna take him for a little ride and see if we can shock him too. All right, so the Ranger Raptor is back, and after a week of driving, it makes a significant amount of more horsepower, which is wild. I mean, it felt really good a week ago, and now it's supposed to even be better. So sport mode, traction control off, 4-wheel high. tilt out to the left a little bit. It's pretty darn wild. Oh, that's only a 513. Huh. All right, we'll do that again. Would have thought we would have went a little quicker than the 515, but we just got it off the dyno. It's a little heat soaked. Oh, it's definitely getting warmer. It's only a 5.2. All right, it's warm in here without the AC on. So not the number we were hoping for, but still 520 is totally respectable. I love this thing.
Cool.
It is really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Interior is awesome.
I love the interior.
All the trim. I was telling Frank, I love the freaking shift knob.
A lot of people were about it in a lot of the videos I was watching.
Really?
But I'm like, I love the thing.
It's like the shape of a Raptor's head.
I know,
It's really cool. I like it.
I thought so too. I have no problem with it.
But the way this thing just
It
wants
reacts
to
crazy.
accelerate is awesome.
That is insane.
Right?
I love it.
Like it just jumps right up and it just digs and wants more. Isn't that wild?
That's great. I love it.
So that's just foot braking it, right?
Yeah.
Bring the RPMs out to about 2,700 and then just stabbing the gas.
Wow.
Let's see what that was. Okay, hey, that's pretty good, 531. So we did a 513 and a 520.
That's insane though. I love
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. I love that. That's great.
Well, that completes our testing with the Ford ProCal tuner for this Ranger Raptor. As you saw, the results were absolutely awesome. Tim loves his new ride, and quite frankly, so do I. I mean, this thing is an absolute animal. It just shows you what kind of performance gains you can expect to see by adding a custom tune to your vehicle. So shouts out to the guys at Ford Performance. Excellent job on this. I'm sure the other platforms are gonna benefit from the same kind of gains we saw with this Ranger Raptor. So this ProCal tuner is available at Steeda.com. So hit like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Remember the most important thing, Steeda, where speed matters.